a loaded potato soup. It is the perfect way to welcome cozy season. Today I'm going to show you how I make one of our favorite fall soups. It is my loaded potato. I also call it a potato cheddar soup. Whatever you call it, it is delicious. We are revisiting an old classic that we made here years ago, and I'm thrilled to make it because it is truly delicious. Now, I'm going to be making this in my stock pot. The first thing you need to know is that I am not using bacon for this recipe simply because I wanted to opt it out for those of you that don't like to eat bacon. But if you do want to top yours with some bacon, like a loaded potato would be, just go ahead and crisp up some bacon in your Dutch oven before you do anything else. That way, it's ready for you to top your soup when you are ready to top your soup, right? In my Dutch oven, I'm going to go ahead, come on now, there we go. I'm going to add a drizzle of olive oil. And to this, I'm going to add some butter. Now it's about 3 tablespoons of butter to 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I want the flavor of the butter because I want a really rich, delicious soup, but I want the olive oil to help the butter not to burn. And then what you need is a nice big fat yellow onion finely chopped, a few cloves of garlic that I've just chopped up, and now I'm going to add everything to my skillet, to my Dutch oven, and I'm going to season it with just a pinch of salt. And I'm going to bring it up to a nice sizzle and get those onions and garlic to cook down, become nice and translucent. You're not really looking for like deep caramelization. You're just looking for them to be cooked down. So I'm going to do that. It'll take about 7-8 minutes, and then I'll show you the next step. Onions and garlic are nice, soft, and translucent. I'm going to add a touch of flour, and I'm just going to really work it in there with that fat, so that I don't end up with any lumps of flour in my soup. That just takes about a minute to cook it all the way through. You're kind of building a roux in a way while the onions are still in there, which is just sort of in equal parts fat to flour, and it'll thicken up the soup just enough to give it a really luxurious texture. So that looks great. You can see there's no dry bits of flour anywhere, which is exactly what you are looking for. And now at this point, you're going to add in your stock, which you know I'm just going to use water and some chicken bouillon powder. And I've got some milk because we want a really creamy, delicious, yummy soup. And then you're going to need your seasoning. We've got garlic and herb, a good amount of garlic and herb. This is not salted, so I add a couple tablespoons, a little bit of Italian seasoning, about a teaspoon of that. And we need our caldo de pollo, our chicken bouillon powder. And then you're gonna go ahead and add your potatoes. Go ahead, once I chop them, I add them to a bowl of cold water. It keeps them from oxidizing, which is really nice. Crank that heat up a little tiny bit. Beautiful. And now at this point, all you need to do, let's bring this to a boil, reduce it to simmer, and let it simmer until the potatoes are wildly tender. I'm not talking like I want chunky potatoes everywhere. I want it to be like really creamy, and I want it to be really rich, and I don't want hard chunks of potatoes anywhere. So that'll take about 40 to 45 minutes on like a low heat once it comes up to a boil, and I'll show you what it looks like. But while that happens, this is the time for you to work on your toppings for your potato soup, right? So think sour cream, shred a good bit of cheddar, cook up some bacon if you want to, get some chives or some scallions chopped up, get all of those ready so that everybody can sort of top it themselves once the soup is done. If you could just smell this, you'd understand my excitement. I turned it off about 5 minutes ago. Everything is lovely, soft, tender, rich, creamy, delicious, soupy. If you want it thicker, just reduce the amount of chicken stock that you add. I like it a little soupier because as it sits, it thickens. As it cools, it thickens. Now, the best part about a loaded potato soup, you can do one of a few things. You can take a ton of cheese and add it to this, let it melt, and then it'll be like a really yummy cheddar soup. But what I like to do is top my soup with all the toppings. I think the toppings are what make this like so delicious. I like to do some chives, have to have some chives. Again, it's kind of like a baked potato, like a loaded baked potato, lots of cheese. I do have some crispy bacon because I like it, and a little sour cream. And then you know how I am. I mix everything together because that's just how I am. And then some black pepper. And then you kind of this is what I do. I just melt it all in. until it's combined and that cheese starts to get all melty and delicious and ooey gooey. It's making my mouth literally water. And look, the potatoes are so tender. You can take the back of your spoon and, hold on one second, I don't want to splash myself, and like smash right against the side of the bowl. See that? And they smash. That's how I like it. My mouth is watering. I've already given this many taste tests. Oh, that's the cheese. You see the cheese? Make sure you season it with some salt and pepper. I already adjusted my seasoning. Never have too much cheese in a loaded potato soup. It's perfection. It is cozy season after all. Can you see my apron? It's cozy season, okay? It is begging for this loaded potato soup. It's so good. Breathtaking. Spectacular. She's beautiful. LauraInTheKitchen.com for the written recipe. Hope you enjoyed spending time with me. Ooh, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.